becomes you.
Good evening, horror fans. Sorry, I'm not going to even attempt a Vincent Price impersonation. This is Moonlight Madness for the ZX Spectrum, released in 1986. Basically, a Boy Scout has arrived outside some big fancy house, and some weird professor type has walked out and then promptly collapsed. He needs his pills, you've got to find them. You need all the keys to open his safe so you can collect them. And he's not a Boy Scout. He's Jim the cabin boy from Booty. This game recycles a lot of stuff from Booty, programmed by the same person. The graphics do look very similar, and alright, there isn't a huge amount to look at. And this involves a lot of pushing buttons. They all do different things. Some of them make... Oh, that's very helpful, isn't it? They all make platforms appear, but a lot of them are traps as well. There's booby traps everywhere. I think it's just a question of working out what everything does, really. You know, experimenting. I think that makes it a more interesting game than Booty. I mean, the old dark haunted house theme is a more interesting idea. It's certainly a lot better than faffing about with those flipping bloody keys trying to open doors everywhere. So you look there, that made that platform go longer, so you have more time to get up there and push the button. And avoid Nash the Slash or whoever he is. Shouldn't someone point out to these people that if they stop me collecting the keys, their employer will die and they will be out of work? And you can't jump over these people, his jump is completely flipping useless. Can't get those keys from here. You have to find the doors that lead to these doors. Avoid Igor and his brother down there. You look, those treasure chests and barrels, they're from Booty, I'm sure of that. Those hands coming up to grope you, little boy. Yeah, this must be the BBC studio or something. A nice catchy little tune in this game. There's no platform in the middle going up and down where those keys are. You've got to jump across those platforms to get them, which really is difficult. This flipping lethargic jump. Ah, I mean, look at that. This was given away free with your Sinclair at one point. It was on the same tape as Marsport. If Marsport was on a trilogy, there was Tir na Nog, Dundarak and Marsport. I think Marsport was the best of them. Really good game, really clever puzzles. Oh, I've got to make sure I avoid little Chef up there this time. He just died. It fell a tiny little distance. I think this was just released for the ZX Spectrum. I've never heard of it being on any other systems. Not that I'm aware of anyway. I think there are about 20 screens altogether. There's a lot of traps. I think I prefer the enemies in this game over Booty as well. More interesting sort of horror type things. There's a giant dog in one room, a Hound of the Baskervilles or something. Oh, it's Two Evil Eyes. Dario Argento film. If I remember right, you can only go into a few doors in that room. You try and go into a lot of them and the eyes just wobble about. Oh, would you Adam and Eve it? This is what I mean, it's just a problem with him not being able to jump very well. I mean, I bet he can't jump back up there. So once you've got all the keys, how are you supposed to get back to the safe to open it? So then basically, if you've got all the keys, you have to lose a life on purpose. So you can get sent back there. Which is not very helpful if you've got one life left. You spent flipping ages getting all the keys. And I should just tell you now that this game can't actually be finished. Because when I was little, I got all the keys, I got back to the safe, and nothing happened. I did recheck every room to make sure there wasn't something new that had appeared or something. As far as I know, there's no other secret rooms or anything. But I mean, once you know that, there's just no incentive to ever play it, really, is there? Instructions weren't much help either. You can't change the combination on that safe. Not quite what you're supposed to do, really. Yeah, alright, I will admit, this is not a bad game as such. It's just more of a flawed game. I mean, I did have fun exploring this when I was little. Then after all those weeks of effort, you get to the end and nothing happens, and you just kind of feel cheated. I mean, maybe it could do with a bit of reprogramming. Change it so you can finish it, for example. do something about his jump. Maybe a few more lives might not go amiss. And then I think you'd have quite a pretty fun little game. There, pleasant dreams, folks.
Deeper in the darkness you were